will discover that the same God that's blessing me in Corona will bless you in Oyster Bay. The same God that's blessing somebody else in Atlanta is well able to bless me in Corona. But my brothers and my sisters, we have to come to understand the fact that God has a plan. And we have to learn how to fall within the divine will of God's plan. Because the plan says, look, it's simple. It says it right here in verse number 30. The plan says, little by little. He says, I will drive them out before you. And my brothers and my sisters, the thing I love about it is, he says, now God, he placed it in a time frame. He says, now I won't do this in no more than a year's time. A year's time. That kind of reminds me of that barren fig tree. Yeah. You remember the fig tree, don't you? When the owner of the garden came back and saw that the fig tree was barren, he said to the gardener, why don't you come and cut it down? All this fig tree is doing is taking from the ground. It's taking and not giving anything back. We ought to see ourselves in a moment. It's taking but not giving. It's taking but not giving. It's taking and not giving. Why don't you cut it down? And the gardener, my brothers and my sisters, says to the owner, no, let it alone this year also. And I have reason to believe, my brothers and my sisters, we are only here tonight by God's amazing grace. Because there's many of us who have not been operating within the will of God. Because, you know, we have titles. We're pastors. We're elders. We're deacons. We're deaconesses. We're trustees, but are we functioning? It's not enough, my brothers and my sisters, to simply have a title and to have your name on the program without functioning in the authority and the power that has been invested in you. And when God sees that all we're doing is taking and not giving back, there's the risk of being cut down. So the Lord says, you know what? I know what might happen. So therefore, I'm going to give you some time. He says, I'm going to do this thing little by little. I'm about ready to quit, but my brothers and my sisters, I don't know how you feel about it. I'm so glad that the God I serve is a gracious God. Because he should have gave up on me a long time ago. But little did I know the Lord was saying, Pickett, little by little. I see you still got some stuff that I got to work out of you. So therefore, little by little, I see you got to be a little bit more studious. And you have to learn how to be a little more prayerful. So I'm not going to drop everything on you right now. And I'm not going to get rid of all your enemies right now. Because God has a way of keeping us humble in order that we don't get beside ourselves. Because many of us, my brothers and my sisters, are still broke. Because God knows that we cannot handle the much. But when we learn, how to be faithful over a few things, I hear the Lord saying that he will then reward us with the many. In the meantime, he says, little by little. I might have to take baby steps with you. I might still have to feed you by a spoon because it seems as if you can't handle the filet mignon. Little by little. checked me, then I know I would have wrecked me. But God says little by little. And I'm going to quit, but God also lets us know that he has provision. Because you know he's able to make a way out of no way. But yes, my brothers and my sisters, you have to come to understand on tonight that not only is God trying to tell you something, but God is trying to get you somewhere. Because remember, it was little by little. Wait a year. But when I come back, if I come back in 2011, I ought to see a little bit more growth. I ought to see a little bit more progress. I ought to see the church a little bit more on fire. I ought to see folk who are a little bit more happy and excited about serving God. Because God has a way of giving us provision. Look what the Lord says. He says, listen, I will drive them out. I will set your boundaries. He says, I will deliver the inhabitants into your land in order that you might increase. That's the word for the house. It is increase. Because nobody ought to want to be found next year where you are this year. But as a matter of fact, you ought to cry out, increase. Lord, increase my territory. Lord, increase my boundaries. Yes, I want my finances to increase. Yes, I want my church to increase. I want my children and my family to do well. So Lord, send the increase. And I know that God is well able to provide. Because God uses the word inherit the land. You have to realize that you cannot buy an inheritance. And you got to realize that you cannot win an inheritance. An inheritance is given solely by the owner of the property. And I'm here to let you know that the earth is the Lord. And the fullness thereof, and all in they that dwell within. So whatever you need, God's got it. If you need joy, he's got joy. If you need peace, he's got peace. He has a cattle over 1,000 hills. I'm going to quit and take my seat. But I'm so glad that God did not give me everything at one time, but he gave us everything over the period of time. And over that period of time, oh, what a joy that has flooded my soul. When I think about the possibilities of more increase.